It's a very special day because it is album release day, and we're so excited to have her. So let's hear it for Lauren Daigle.
Well, hi, everybody. How are you doing? It's album release day. We just did a little jump in the back like this. We were just getting our energy up, and then it was like, no, stop jumping and get on stage. Anyway, here we are.
What are you feeling on a day like today? Is it relief? Is it stress?
Oh no, not stress. It's irony. Can I be really transparent? So we played this game last night called Linky. Has anybody ever played Linky? Okay, so so many people do so many different things when their record comes out, right? Me, I'm like, I really want to play a board game. So we stayed up till 2:30 in the morning playing this game called Linky. So I'm honestly so excited. I love bringing in like special things like that. Just being with my family, bringing everybody together. It was a lot of fun. My family, my friends, everyone was there. And then, yeah, we had a show last night. Yeah. We had our album release party. Some people were there. It was so much fun. And yeah, so on a day like today, I'm excited.
And this isn't even all of it. Like, we're going to be getting more songs.
Oh yeah.
How did you
part one?
How did you decide which songs were going to go in this first release?
Oh, that is a great question. I remember it being a lot about the sequencing. Like, how did they fall next to each other? Which ones felt really good next to each other? It's not you know how sometimes there's like a part A and then a part B that was like an afterthought that doesn't mean as much? This is not that. This is actually one body of work. But I had this idea of soul and spirit, like writing songs for the soul, writing songs for the spirit, and then writing songs from the soul, writing songs from the spirit. And I categorized them under those two categories, soul and spirit. And the more we started writing, the more we started realizing, wait, there's an even amount of songs on each side. It was kind of weird. I didn't do that on purpose. It was very subconscious. And so when we saw that, we were like, oh, we should break the record up into two parts. So, yeah. Kind of how it happened.
How does that work then? Like, is there a second part that comes later, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one coming later.
To be announced?
To be announced.
Okay.
So this is like the very first. So I was sitting with Julie Greenwald, and she said to me, I know this is like cutting the Mona Lisa in half, but would you be interested in cutting your record in half? Because it was a very long record. And she said, we just sat here and listened to the entire thing top to bottom, and it took us 2 hours. So she said, if you know me, I am a records person. I love listening from the top down. I love listening to how the songs flow together. What's the story that the artist is trying to tell? And I know singles are a thing, right? Where you just go and listen to one song at a time. But I'm just an albums person. I'm still old school. And so I remember her looking at me and saying, 2 hours for a listen is a long deposit from people. Like, I don't want this to get lost in the wash. And the more I started thinking about it, the more I was like, yeah, I don't want songs like 15 to 19 to just get like the glazed over eye because everybody's like, I have music fatigue, So yeah, she said, would you be interested in cutting it into two parts? And I said, yeah, being able to give fans that have waited for 5 years 2 records, that sounds amazing. Yeah. So that's how it happened.
Were you also just at Target?
How did you know?
I mean, you might have done a little live, but I thought that was so cool. Was it the one here on Empire?
Yeah, around the corner.
Around the corner.
Like,
that's got to be the one, right?
Which one was it? I don't know.
If it's somewhere close by.
Yeah.
It was close. It was like the one that you have to take the escalators to get to the second floor.
West Hollywood.
West Hollywood?
7100.
Wow.
Santa Monica
Do you
Boulevard.
still get a rush? Do you still get a rush seeing your album in this, especially today?
Yeah, that was genuine. Me showing up and be like, oh my gosh, these are here. My team said it would be really fun if you go into Target and like look at the records. And I was like, they have them in the store? They're like, yeah, absolutely. But I thought, they might only have a couple just because everything is so digital now. But no, they have them. They had a whole bookend full of them.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
and I know
sweet.
this is a self-titled album.
Yes.
And I love, because I've watched some of your interviews about how that process came about.
Mm-hmm.
And if you wanted to explain, I love how you're like, for 2 years, right?
Yes.
You just didn't know what to name it.
Yes. I didn't have a title for 2 years. We'd been working on the record. And I was at dinner with 2 of my friends. And they came to we were in the parking lot about to leave. they're like, hey, Lauren, give us a quick update on your record. What are you going to name it? And I said, I don't know. It's kind of weird. After 2 years, I still don't have a title. They were like, well, we know why. I was like, why? They said, it's because it's supposed to be self-titled. I said, oh, guys, come on. Like, you only get one shot to do a self-titled album, okay? And it can look a little self-indulgent, if you will, naming a record after yourself. I was like, but let me go in and kind of dive into this. And they said, there's just so much of you that is actually reflected on this record. It's like kind of this beautiful growth that you've experienced in the studio. I was very hands-on in this project. I got to be really creative with my producer, and he listened to my ideas, and some of them he was like, that's great. And then others, he's like, I don't think that's going to work out. And so it was just really great to get to be so expressive in the studio and just learn more things about myself. These songs really pulled me out of just a season of uncertainty, and I feel like I needed these songs to be elements of hope for me as well. So they're like, you need to go in and just make it self-titled. It is what it is. So that's what I did.
Since it is so personal, was there a song or is there a song on the album where you thought, I don't know if I can release this?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's one specific on the second one that I was like, oh, I don't know about this. My manager is laughing because she knows exactly which one it is. So there's one on the second record that's coming out, and I'll just say it starts with an S.
Okay.
So when
Mark that out.
little spoiler alert. What do you know?
Well, when I was listening to the album earlier today, I think my favorite just at the first listen is Saint Ferdinand.
Oh, yay.
And the lyric that stuck out to me was, but I know there's a purpose in the struggle when it all goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And when things are going wrong and you're searching for that purpose and you don't see it yet because you're in it, what do you do personally? Because having met you a couple times, you are like, I told them, you are like a hug in human form.
Oh.
Just like ASMR for the soul.
Yes.
So
Come
when
on.
you are struggling and when you are down, is there a trick? Is there something that you do to kind of bring yourself out of that struggle?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, there's two things. One, I read the Bible. So I just sit there with the scripture and I'm like, okay, God, you have what I need. And I'm not full right now. I feel empty. Can you come and just meet me in this? That's one thing. The other thing I do is I get friends around me who know me well, who can say, hey, this is how, don't worry, this is who you are. Just stay focused on what is at hand. And I think that's really, community is so important. I know in this age where everything is moving 900,000 miles an hour, I grew up in Louisiana, and let me tell you, a village definitely raised the kids, you know what I mean? It was the grandmother, the great-grandmother, the auntie, every single person. And so if you were acting up on the street, like if you were messing around riding your bike in places you shouldn't be riding your bike, there was going to be a grandmother around the corner that was going to go get you out of wherever you were. They weren't going to call your mama. It wasn't anything like, I'm going to call your mama, let her know. No, I'm coming after you right now. You're going to go get yourself together. And I think there's something about that kind of community that has changed over the years, right? It's just different. Life doesn't look quite that way anymore. But finding people that can really sit in your story with you and sit in the process with you and learn and grow, it's really important. Yeah. So I would say the Bible and
Is it true that you take some time off social media too?
Oh, yeah. I don't even have it on my phone.
I was telling her about that. We were both so jealous.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah. Right? Okay, there's this thing called a digital detox that, have you heard about this? Yeah, it's life-changing, but it's really good. So you just take an alarm clock, you put it by your bed, because how easy, because the second you use your phone for an alarm, it goes off, you pick up the phone, there's already 10 notifications that you have to respond to. Your brain doesn't even have a second to wake up and enjoy the day and sit and have a cup of coffee and read or stare out the window. You're just automatically in this cycle. And I was like, I need to figure out how to change this for my life because I feel like I can't keep up. I feel like I would wake up every day and already think that I'm behind. And that's just, it's not a way to live. And I've found myself, I'm actually more responsive to the things that need my attention if I give myself just that window in the morning. And then same, like, you don't bring your phone in your bed. That's just the rule. Like, your phone does not come to your bedroom.
Like that, I
Oopsies.
know.
Yeah. Like, leave it in the kitchen, let it charge. It's really weird. Are you ready for this? This is weird. This will teach you how you're connected to this ridiculousness. I was in a hotel room a couple nights ago, and I started this digital detox that night. And I remember, this is unbelievable, but I remember I had to put my phone across the room because you're not supposed to like sleep with, it's not supposed to be like on your nightstand. Like, the whole point is to have separation. There's a place of rest, and it's your bedroom. And you can actually turn off when you go in your bedroom and leave your phone in another room. Well, in a hotel room, it's just one room, right? So I was like, I'm going to leave it across the room. Do you know that in the beginning, I sat there with like a little bit of a like nervous. Like, I was like, there was some fear. Like, but what if something happens in the middle of the night and I can't grab my phone and call someone? It's literally from here to the wall. Like, it's not like it was. And it makes you realize, wow, I've kind of put some trust in this thing that I just probably should have never put into this in the first place, you know? But yeah, it'll teach you a lot. Digital detox, I highly recommend it. I don't even think about my phone. Like, it's literally been 5 days, and I don't even think about it being next to me when I sleep. It's like, I left it in another room last night. I forgot to even charge it. Like, my brain just went, whoop, and I completely adopted the alarm clock. It's like my friend. Like, when I go and set the alarm for what time I have to wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels so nice. This is like what it was like in high school.
Gotta try that.
It's good. Okay, sorry for the long tangent on the
No, it's
digital
good.
detox.
It's good. We did have a question from the audience. They would like
Yeah.
to know, what is your favorite song on this album, on the new album, and what were you going through when you wrote it?
Wow, that's a great question. I love the song Kaleidoscope Jesus. That's one of my favorites on the record because it's so fun and it's colorful. And I grew up in my life when I was a little kid. I would go visit my Aunt Tracy. She lived like an hour away from us. And I remember I would go and play with these kaleidoscopes that she had sitting on her coffee table. And I would just get lost in that world and think, how do they make these things? What did they do to get this so beautiful? And every single time, it's a different image. Like, you can't recreate the same image in a kaleidoscope because the crystals at the end are changing and the light fractions are changing. There's just so much that changes with each twist and turn. And I feel like that's like this representation of life. There's so many twists and turns that can come along the way. But if you keep the right perspective, if you're looking through the right lens, it can actually be a beautiful picture. And so that song I love so much. It's called Kaleidoscope Jesus.
I know you're from Louisiana.
Yes.
I have never been. I know. Have you been?
Never.
Okay.
Okay. How
We'll
many
do
people have not been to Louisiana?
iHeartRadio extravaganza down
love
there.
this.
Okay, half the room has been though. That's good. Half hasn't.
Oh.
What do we need to see and do and eat? Let's say we had a weekend in
Yes.
Louisiana.
Okay, weekend in Louisiana, I would say if you're in New Orleans, because there's different places, but if you're in New Orleans, I would say, oh, this is really hard. How do you narrow down?
Because you're
I
from
would say-
Lafayette, right?
I'm from Lafayette.
Okay.
If you go look at the art on Royal Street, that would be fun. Like taking a good stroll down Royal, get lost in the French Quarter. There's always something to do. There's always a festival going on. Go see a festival. Go listen to some live jazz. It's amazing. And the thing I would say to eat, there's the most incredible shrimp and grits at Cafe Amelie. That's what I would eat. They put corn mac choux on top of the shrimp and grits, and that's like a one, like nobody else does that.
What is that?
Corn mac choux. It's like a
Bless you. I don't.
It's like a yeah. Love it. Corn mac choux. Okay, so it's like this corn. Dad, how would you say it? It's like a.
Is it sweet?
It's sweet and savory. Bell peppers, yeah.
Ooh.
It's like a what would you? I just would call it a mac choux. I don't know what the. It's just like a corn casserole almost. like a little casserole on top of the shrimp and grits. It's so good. Like, you know when you put a casserole in and you don't have any like topping, like there's no cheese on top. It's just the substance that's underneath. There's no cheese or breading on top. It's just what's underneath. That's what corn makshu is.
Okay.
If it was, yeah. Okay. This is going really, really well.
No, it was very specific.
I'm explaining these culinary arts very nicely.
We learned a new word. I learned a new word.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
MACQUE, I think. CHOUX. Corn makshu.
Now, you have a tour also coming up. I know you're going to be back here in November.
Yes,
At
at the
the
Crypto.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Arena tour.
Yeah.
How are we feeling about that?
I'm so excited. I honestly, we finished the Look Up Child world starting in arenas. We ventured down that train. But I feel like this is just going to be so different because the color, the amount of color, the amount of excitement, the stage, we just got the renderings back and it looks, I actually got tears in my eyes when I looked at it. We have this company here. It's called Silent House. And the guy, his name is Parker. He's been with me for years and years and years, but he joined Silent House a couple years ago. And he was like, okay, Lauren, this is it. We like took all your notes and thoughts and whatever, but I want you to be really honest when you open these files. Tell me what you really think. And when I opened them, I just got tears. I was like, I don't know if I want to change anything. It's so good. It's so good. So it's going to be really colorful. There's going to be so much life and so much joy that just spills out from the stage. And I can't wait for people to come. It's going to be beautiful.
Is there a song that you feel that the crowd responds to the most when you're out and you're performing?
Oh, well, I mean, You Say has its thing, right? That one's kind of a no-brainer just because so many people know it. And that's really special, getting to see people respond to a song. But I think Rescue is the one that I like. I love watching people interact with. It's just, you know that behind every voice there's some sort of story connected, and that's really special to me.
Just constant chills talking to you. My God.
Can you also be our life coach?
Sure, you just tell me what you need. You know?
Well, we're so happy for you. I know this is like Christmas today, right? Is it like
for
your
me,
birthday, Christmas, New Year's Day?
Yes, for the release. Y'all, this is, okay, I woke up this morning. My family and friends, they were so precious. They were staying at a little Airbnb, and they had presents and flowers and all this stuff like set up, and they surprised me. They were like, should we eat on the roof? I don't know if it might be too hot to eat up there, you know, because there's like a little rooftop thing. It might just be too hot to. I was like, no, it's going to be amazing. Let's go sit up there. They're like, oh, okay, I guess we have to. And then we go up there, and they had all this stuff set up. And it was just so sweet. It's like, these are the things that make these moments in life really special. It's not just celebrating your success or celebrating what you're able to make. It's celebrating it with the people that are next to you. And that was really, really, that was the moment that it all made sense. You know, that was the moment for me that, okay, it sank in. I just released a record, you know, because it's been living in my Dropbox for a year. So I was telling them earlier, like, it's so weird. All of a sudden, the clock strikes 9 o'clock, and everybody just has this thing that I've been having for the past. It's like your brain doesn't really know how to deal with it. Like, wait, you can go listen to that song that I've been having to keep a secret for 2 years straight. It's very exciting, and I'm glad that I don't have to go through all the Dropbox trouble to find it. Now I can just go to to the radio station and
Or to Target.
look it up, or to Target. You know, it's there and available.
All right. Are we ready to play some songs?
I'm ready if
You
y'all
guys
are
ready?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Welcome,
All
Lauren
right.
Daigle, new album, self-titled, and happy Friday, everyone.
Thank you so much. I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Oh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe. The only thing that matters now is everything you think of me. Hey, hey, hey. In you I find my worth, in you I find my identity. Oh, oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe, yeah, yeah, yeah. Taking all I have and now I'm laying it at your feet. Oh, I know you'll have every faith, God. You'll have every victory. Oh, you will, Lord. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. And you say I am strong when I think I am weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I am yours, and I believe. Oh, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe, yeah, yeah, yes. Oh, I believe. Yes, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all spaces mean so much. Just the tears and the joy and all of it. It fills me up. I had this one person tell me one time, Lauren, you can be excited about the music and everything, but that's just the seed. And I said, oh, okay, yeah. Tell me what you mean, girl. And she said, that's just the seed. We are the scatterers. And it's true. All of you have a part to play in this. It is. It's your stories combining with this. It's just what you're able to give. It's a very much reciprocated thing. I see how these songs have impacted you, and in turn, your expression comes back and fills me up to keep writing and to keep being a part of this. And it means the world. I'm so grateful just for it's a divine exchange. I'm so grateful for it. So anyway, this next one I absolutely love. I was in Target, of course. Okay, so I love Target. And I remember, I'm going to say this thing. again, the other day, I was talking about this. James Corden has that carpool karaoke, right? And I think he was with Bruno Mars, and Bruno Mars is like covered in Versace and all this stuff. And he was like telling James, yeah, you got to get this thing. You got to get this. Like, what does your wife wear? I'm sure she wears this kind of Versace. And he goes, no, my kids and my wife, they rock Target. And I was like, come on, James Corden, make the world feel normal. I love it. And so here I am in Target. And I remember I got this demo back from this co-write that I had done with this guy by the name of John Green and this female named Natalie Himby. And she was amazing. He was amazing. But he has this UK thing about him because he's from the UK. And he really labored over these demo tracks. Now, if you know anything about demo tracks, like typically with a demo, you just kind of do a piano vocal, maybe some synth stuff. It's really simple. And then you put a vocal on top. And that's just kind of like the rough sketch, if you will, of a song. And he said to me, hey, do you care if I like take this a little bit further? Do you care if I kind of really work on this? And I say, yeah, do your thing. Like, there's no harm, no foul. Just go for it. And I'll sing on whatever you build. And I came back and he had this amazing track built with like strings on it, which means he hired a string arranger to write the music, hired the strings, put the strings on there. He had a choir on there. He had built this thing. It was so beautiful. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh. So I'm in Target and I started screaming at the top of my lungs, this is how I always wanted to sound. Like, this is it. When I was a little kid, I was like, this is what I dreamt of. Like that UK soul kind of thing. And I love this song so much. It's called Waiting. And here's the thing about waiting. I feel like with everything that's so fast nowadays, I was thinking about what is it like to just like actually wait, to sit in the lingering and to feel the longing for something that you don't have yet. Like that thing is so healthy and so good. And I know everything is instant and you can microwave an entire meal in 4 minutes and everything is done all of a sudden. Like you can throw a party, but there's something really beautiful about the art of waiting. And this song has like a parallel of this love story, if you will, of waiting for somebody, whoever is in that season, but also then it goes into the bridge and it's like waiting for the day that Jesus will return, waiting for that triumphant entry, if you will, and how the world might be groaning right now, but an answer is coming. And there's something really beautiful about that. And I wait with joy. I wait with excitement. And yeah, so this is that song. It's called Waiting. Here we go. Just getting in your own way. These are the things people try to say when they don't want you to wait. When you wait, you're always counting, self-assured but somehow doubting, wondering what you got yourself into. Tossing and anticipating, all the while your heart is aching, knowing that the day is coming soon. Oh, that's what it feels like, waiting for you. That's what it feels like, waiting for you. I'm giving up all the cares that I could give. I'm throwing caution to the wind, just to find out if I let it go, will love ever return? Oh, when you wait, you're always counting, self-assured but somehow doubting, wondering what you got yourself into. Tossing and anticipating, all the while your heart is aching, knowing that the day is coming soon. That's what it feels like, waiting for you. That's what it feels like, waiting for you. Waiting on a love like this sky waits for the sun. I'm the one who'll be waiting for you. If you know that, you can sing it. Waiting on a love like the sky waits for the sun. I'm the one who'll be waiting for you. Oh yeah, waiting on a love like the sky waits for the sun. I'm the one who'll be waiting for you. Oh, waiting on a love like the sky waits for the sun. I'm the one who'll be waiting for you. Oh yeah, waiting on. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on. Oh, waiting on. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on. I'm the one who'll be waiting for you. Thank you. I love that song. I actually love this version. It's so, I like this. We should record this. Yeah. Okay. I like it. It's got some movement to it. Okay. We just released a record today, and I'm already dreaming of the entire acoustic record that can partner really well with this. I'm like, oh, wait, we could do these songs like stripped down, and my brain has been thinking about it. I'm like, hi, Atlantic. Yeah, hi, Century City. Yeah, I know, we just released a record today. Could I go into the studio tomorrow? Okay, thanks. Anyway, I love these songs so much. I hope y'all love them as much as I do. This is our last one, and it's one of my favorites. I wrote it with the one and only Jason Ingram. And he wrote You Say With Me. He wrote Thank God I Do. Thank God I Do With Me. He wrote Rescue With Me. How Can It Be? So many. I also noticed this little trend about the songs that we write together. How Can It Be? 4 words. Thank God I Do. 4 words. There was another one. Hold On To Me. 4 words. I'm like, golly, I can't get away from this thing. Anyway. Things you notice when you're just constantly looking at these songs. I'm so grateful. Okay, so Jason and I, here we are. I'm getting ready the day before. And I was like, God, give me a Jason melody. Because he just has this thing where melodies can take off and soar. And I remember getting dressed in this, I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. And I thought, well, that's awfully dramatic. But it sounds kind of like something I would write with him. And so I remember thinking, I'm going to go to the studio. I'll share this with him, but we will for sure change the words because it's just too extra. And we get in there and he was like, oh, no, we're keeping these words. And I was like, oh, are we? You're my safe place, my hideaway. You're my oxygen. Come on, Jason. Like, this is so intense. And he was like, no. I think that we're onto something. And I'm so glad he did. He was like, we're just trust me with this. And I love this song so much. It actually became one of those songs that has taught me along the way as well. Like sometimes you have these songs that you write and you don't know necessarily how they will impact you also. And I remember I didn't have that whole like, thank God I do thing, at the end where it says, thank God I do. And it's like, take away. This is like the album title tucked in the middle of the song, but it's not in the chorus. Like typically the chorus is the moment that you get to have the album title. And he came up with that. And I remember the second I heard that, I looked at him and I was like, ooh, okay, we're on to something. Okay. And it was one of the first songs that we wrote for the record. And I love it so much. So this is Thank God I Do. Here we go. I've seen love come and I've seen love walk away. So many questions, will anybody stay? It's been a hard year, so many nights and tears. All of the darkness trying to fight my fears. Alone, so long, alone. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go. So keep me out in your hands. I've started breathing, the weight is lifted. Here with you it's easy, my head is finally clear. Oh, there's nothing missing when you are by my side. I took the long road, but now I've realized I'm home with you. I'm home. 1, 2. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go. So keep me out in your hands. You're my safe place, my hideaway. You're my anchor, my saving grace. You're my constant, my steadiness. You're my shelter, my oxygen. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. Thank God I do. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. I'd probably fall off the edge. I don't know where I'd go if you ever let go. So keep me out in your hands. I don't know who I'd be if I didn't know you. Thank God I do. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. Thank you, iHeartRadio. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you guys. And we'll see you next time. Happy Release Day. Thank you. Thank you.